Last year, we followed Julie Cramer, an alternate route teacher, through her fast-paced and harrowing first year at Rancocas Valley Regional High School. Multiple schedules, multiple classrooms, multiple lesson plans. So how much difference does a year make?
A year makes a lot of difference, though I think next year will make a difference too. I think it's an exponential kind of thing.
She came in, she knew some of the things she needed to work on, she definitely needed to address them, and still had a lot going on. I mean, she just got married this year, she's taken on a couple clubs actually, but I think she's doing a better job of balancing and dealing with, you know, the onslaught of information and things like that. You know, she's working, which is what you want young teachers to do, just work hard.
The biggest change that I've experienced between this year and last year is the space that I have. Last year, this time, I was switching between rooms, and though that doesn't sound that difficult, for a first-year teacher with absolutely no education training, it was so difficult for me. Luckily, my team teacher was very good, and she helped me out along the way.
I definitely see a change in our second-year people, in that they feel much more comfortable with the skills that we're asking them to infuse into their lessons, and that is something that's very fulfilling.
I think by the time the 3 years are over, we're pretty well satisfied that people that have participated with that are able to go on now and be good, productive teachers.
This year, I have my own room, and I don't have to switch classrooms, and I'm organized in my own space, which is wonderful, and I love it. I have a certain flow in here that I'm very comfortable with.
Even though Julie's mentor, Susan Hurtault, is out on maternity leave this year, the program hasn't stopped Julie from finding new sources of support and pointers to become a better educator.
For support, I tend to go to other members of my department. There's one member of my department who I've found very helpful, and it's interesting because she's a first-year teacher. In addition to worksheets and just discussion that I have at department meetings with my colleagues, and that's where I find my support. English has been just a passion that I have. I went to college and majored in English because I love English. There was never any doubt. There's no other subject that would excite me as much as English does.
Okay, we're doing in your own words, define poetic prose. You have 5 minutes.
Today we're talking about the house on Mango Street. We're also going to review the elements of poetry. We're going to play a game using the elements of poetry in a tennis ball.
Simile, comparing a word using like or as.
Personification.
Assigning human qualities to non-human things.
And then we're going to break up into groups, and each group is going to read one vignette, and then they're going to eventually teach that to the class by the end of the block.
We each had to sit with one of Louie's little sisters on our lap.
I know. Is waiting for a car to stop, a star to fall, for someone to change your life.
All brown, all around, we are all safe. But watch us drive into a neighborhood of another color, and our knees go shakety-shake.
In the book it said she has green eyes, so she has green eyes in the picture I drew. And I try to make her look pretty because all the guys like her. So. Today I learned different elements of poetry. At first, I didn't know a lot about poetry, but then I understood all the elements, and now I know how to write it.
I like English because you get to read and write. It's very interesting, and Miss Cramer makes it very interesting.
I think group work helps. You learn whatever you're reading or whatever you're learning about. Helps you learn it better. You can interact with your friends, which in a regular classroom setting.
Last year for me was a lot about proving myself, making sure that everyone knew that I could do this. And as time has gone on, I've realized what's most important is not what anyone thinks of me, but the learning that's taking place in my classroom. And I'm pretty happy to say that I feel as though there's a lot of learning going on in here, and I think that that's the most important thing.